the best strategies for payroll tax problem relief. It's interesting how many people have this problem. So we're going to dig right in. It's extremely technical, so I'm going to be reading some of this so I just get the facts right. Because when I do payroll, I pay the least amount possible for me and my children, and I don't have any employees. But your payroll money is actually trust fund money. It's not yours. So there's a lot of litigation around it. And it's not just the IRS, it's also ERISA, which is another legal body that has to do with a lot of how you pay yourself and your employees. So let's first talk about why payroll taxes is the most dangerous liability when you take it on. And I can tell you as a board of directors, I have a fun story. Not fun at all, but when you are on a board of directors specifically. Second thing I want to talk about are what are the IRS resolution strategies when you get yourself into some payroll tax problems. And number 3, how do you actually restructure your business so payroll tax as a liability almost just goes away? And there's a way to actually have that structure and a good bookkeeping system that most of you don't implement. So you might want to get a pen and paper and get ready for this one. So first of all, payroll taxes, again, they are a trust fund money. It's not your money. So if I paid payroll tax, I actually still have to pay. So I pay and the employee pays. When you collect it from your employees on behalf of the government, so basically as an employer, I'm holding that money in trust. If it does not get deposited, the IRS treats it as a personal liability, meaning you didn't put it into an account completely available for the IRS to take. So when the IRS treats it as a personal liability, it's not a business deduction, and now it's on you, and you take on all that payroll tax. So if you had, say, 40 people that work for you, 100 people work for you, and you as the owner don't manage it right or don't have a bookkeeper who understands how to manage it and put the money through payroll services properly, you're in trouble personally. Now, that's why there's so many services. QuickBooks has a payroll service. Gusto is a really great one. We've moved actually over to Gusto recently. But there are payroll services who handle this for you. And I would highly encourage you, do not do payroll taxes on your own. If it's a one-off here and there and you pay yourself maybe once a quarter, you can probably figure out how to get that check done. But if you have a lot of people, you want to put it in a system that's managed directly with the IRS and you get out of the middle of that. The corporate veil is not going to protect you, even though you may have good corporate resolutions, good minutes. You can't resolution this one away. This is a behavior that when you pay payroll, that money has to be held and then paid on a regular basis. The fix is to not panic if you have done this wrong. The fix is to understand what you owe and, again, get the professionals that I'm talking about on the team. We have a whole body of these, from really high-level bookkeepers to corporate specialists who can help you get this done if you are in that kind of trouble. So payroll taxes are the most dangerous liability. Why? Because, again, you have to withhold. As the owner, you have to do federal income tax withholding, Social Security, Medicare. When you withhold from an employee's check, the money belongs to the government. Moving forward, not you. Do not put it in your personal bank account or even put it back in your business bank account. What I suggest is some people who want to hold it for that little period of time have a completely separate bank account. So you have your operating account and then have a payroll account that you can just keep that money in. So it's a different bank account, same EIN. That way there's no tax liability on the pull. You're just moving the money into, call it a savings account, a money market account, but it's separated from your operating account. Vital you do that. Other things, I'm going to read some of this because it's legal and technical. The trust fund recovery penalty allows the IRS to pursue the person responsible even inside of a company or an LLC. So this is not where they're just going to come, after the company and you have some bail protection. In fact, as a board of directors, this is where I learned a really hard lesson. I was on a board of directors of a supplement company, and one of the owners stole a bunch of product, took it over to Korea, didn't pay or report on the payroll tax, didn't even have it documented right, and the board was held liable. So we got a huge government, litigation saying you all owe, down to us personally as board of directors. So from now on, since that moment, I decided I will be on a board of advisors. I will not be on a board of directors. And even if you have E&O insurance typically won't cover like irresponsible tax liabilities of payroll. So payroll is really, really isolated into its own category, and you need to treat it with a lot of respect and a lot of structure. The problem with a lot of business owners when they first get into business, they treat payroll like it can be part of their cash flow projections, and it can't. Again, separate business account. account. Keep your operating account where you're actually managing your true cash flow. And then the payroll account can actually hold that trust fund money that is allocated, and it's really the government's money moving forward. So what happens if you get in trouble? And believe me, I've had a lot of clients come where they haven't paid taxes in years. They haven't even looked at this in years, and they got penalties and fees everywhere. So there's some really great strategists that we have that can help you. But once you get into years and years of penalties and fines and fees, that's really difficult to negotiate. You're just going to have to pay. So here's number one. Here's again, step by step. Do not do a payment plan. Request a transcription of a review. Know exactly how much you owe and for what periods you owe, and even down to the employees, because I've also seen challenges where you have contractors and employees and you didn't designate inside, and like you could get taxed what even the contractors are, then you have to prove they're actually an independent contractor. So just be very mindful. Your bookkeeping is vital when it comes to paying people. So offer a compromise to the IRS. You want to settle the liability for less than the full amount if you can, and then you're going to pay it in full. I'd rather have you take out a 0% credit card, pay the IRS so you're clean and it doesn't continue to affect you just personally. The financial services industry are going to see it. They're going to see it recorded on all your credit scores and your corporate credit scores. So be mindful about that. If you have to offer an installment plan, it's okay. But again, you're going to still be on the radar of the financial services. I'd rather have you take that and pay it off and then pay your debt off privately than have it recorded every month. Just get it out of the way and pay it. If you're currently in a non-collection status and it's not collectible, I mean, they're going to do what's called a writ, and literally they're going to come straight after your bank accounts. Not one, not the company's, your personal and any other investment account that they can find to pay the debt. So again, I would rather see you take out 0% financing somewhere else and just pay the IRS, get it clean, and move forward in a clean structure. Again, should you be doing any of this? Should you personally ever be talking to the IRS? No, that's why tax professionals, tax strategists exist. A lot of CPAs won't take it on. And so when you actually get a problem with the IRS, you're personally trying to do stuff. Highly advise against that. So again, I'm not giving you tax advice. That's just not good business behavior. Now, if this is interesting, I have all sorts of videos on this site. Hit a playlist, put a title in, and consume as much as you can. If you consume up to 25 hours, I will give you a $750 credit towards a new tuition. And if you want to do it twice for $1,500, you can, but you have to do it through the portal and through the link that's in the show notes. While you're in the show notes, I'm also going to give you a copy of The Millionaire Maker, just so you get caught up to what I teach and how to become a millionaire. If you're not, how do you sequence, and why the integration of your team is one of the most vital things we can do for you and your family. While you're here also, I would like to subscribe to my channel, click the notification button, be here 5 days a week, share this with a lot of friends, especially other business owners who might be getting themselves in trouble or just not know their path forward. So how do you structure your company so that payroll is never a problem? I gave you the answer earlier. You have an operating account and you have a payroll account. Those are vital to keep them separate. Hire a payroll service. If you want to use QuickBooks, you can. Again, Gusto's something that I've been using for a while, and there's many others that you can use. There's a lot of temporary HR services that also offer payroll services, but to not have that be a part of your business, and don't put the money in your operating account. Don't put it in your personal account. Keep it in a separate account and keep that money allocated. It is not part of your cash flows. Keep your cash flows separate and just create a really good system. I just created a program. It's 8 weeks. It's called Finance for Non-Finance Business Owners. So you can click on the link. You go to askbookkeepingcoach.com and you'll see a preview of that course, and it totally sets you up. In less than 30 days, you will have an entire system for you and your business to move forward, from cash flow to your P&Ls, to your balance sheets, consolidated financial statements. It's just a really rich, deep dive into finance and bookkeeping that most business owners should probably have before they even get started, but they don't. You know, one of my funniest sayings I always say is money won't come to chaos. So you need to clean up your chaos and let the professionals take over. You do what you do best. I always say strengthen your strengths, hire your weaknesses. And if this is one category that you are not really a specialist in, hand it off to the pros. I'd love to help you at any time. You can call our office for a one-on-one appointment, 775-588-9200. And if you have any questions, just go to askloral.com. Ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.